Hello and welcome to In the Game, Qatar's first sports podcast. Today is a very, I always say this, it's a very special day for me. It's just fantastic. I've got one of my friends come on. He's got something very, very special which he's going to share with us today. But one of the stories that I want to just say is why Stephan's on. And thanks for coming on, Stephan.
Thank you for having me.
Is
Appreciate.
this guy just never gives in. Never ever does he give in. He's never once kind of thought to himself that this wasn't going to be possible. But I'm going to get straight into it because nobody knows what you do yet. So, Stephan, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us your kind of story until now?
Of course. Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you for the call. My name is Stephan Maric, and I'm from Croatia. But I have been 20 years living outside of Croatia. I've been in US, in Los Angeles, San Francisco, and now in Barcelona for many years. I'm the founder of EFans. EFans I founded back in 2007, so 13 years ago, a long time ago. EFans was one of the first social networks, social platforms ever for sports as a traditional sports. That's how we started 13 years ago in Los Angeles. And last few years, we, let's say, changed the whole thing to eSports. And things are going pretty amazing. And EFans is one of the first social platforms ever that connects all the eSports teams, players, and fans in the world. And that's what we are doing right now, and I'm happy to introduce it here.
Yeah, well, let me take you back a bit further because I want to start with how did your journey begin? Because I know that at 15 you wanted to be Mr. Entrepreneur. So tell us why you went to the States. Tell us how you decided you want to go to the States. How did that all happen?
Well, that's a good question. First of all, I guess I'm a dreamer. I'm a big dreamer, and when I was a kid, I was dreaming, to live in US, in Los Angeles, to live in, to go to an amazing universities and to be an entrepreneur. A lot of people think, to be the next David Beckham, next thing. I was dreaming to be the next, big entrepreneur, and that's pretty much, what I'm doing all my life, and that's how it all started with going to US. This year is 20 years ago that I left Croatia. I did all my studies there, university, and then last year of university I got the idea about EFans, and that's how it all started. In 2007, my last year of high school, I dropped actually my first year of MBA. I was supposed to start the MBA. And first month of school, I got the idea about EFans. It was a time of craziness about social networks. It was the start of MySpace. If maybe younger audience doesn't know MySpace, Friendster, YouTube, Facebook, and all this. It was just a booming of social networks and Twitter, etc. It was nothing about sports and esports, and that's why I got the idea, and that's how it all started. I got a domain, efans.com for I remember $8,000 at that time.
Tell them where you spent the money from. I'm sorry to interrupt, but tell them where you spent the money from.
Yeah, I got the money from the school tuition because I just started the MBA and. Was the first few weeks actually of school. First few days, and I got the idea about EFans. So obviously I need the money. I needed $8,000 for the domain. I needed around $2,000 to open the company and all that. And my parents were not happy about that. I love my parents. They always support me about everything, but that was not a good call to make. But still, they supported me, and also some professors from UCLA too supported me. So they all helped me, I gotta say, and so I dropped out of school, got the money from tuition because they never started pretty much, and that's how I got the domain. That was $8,000 at that time, was not that cheap, especially for me as a student, and but I knew that the name was very very important. And I actually got an offer before this coronavirus around $150,000 to sell it, so 20 times more the price it's right now, or even more. I don't know. Maybe I can negotiate, but I never did. I never had a plan to sell it, to be honest. And but yeah, that's how it all started. And since then, all these years, I was trying to keep me motivated, to keep me, going, moving forward. Obviously, it's not easy, but somehow I did it, and here we are, close to some good things, big things, I hope.
Congratulations! I've got it, and it's so good that you said exactly what your parents must have been going out of their minds when they heard you spent the $8,000 on a domain name. So that must have been a difficult call. So you've been in the States. You've done some. You worked. You went into the students type thing, and then you were going to drop out. What and you touched on a few other subjects. Okay, let me go over those first. Sorry. Is it going back all those years ago? You said MySpace. Where's MySpace now?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I was just thinking about MySpace a few days ago. Well, I mean, they got bought from Fox Entertainment, Fox News, for like 600 million a long time ago, and one of the founders, he's doing video games actually. I'm actually in contact with him as well. He's a very very nice guy. He's doing video games, and but yeah, MySpace pretty much disappeared. Pretty much Facebook and Twitter, let's say, took over the social media war, craziness, how you can call. Definitely everyone is on there today. The new one is Instagram, as many of you know, but definitely few of them remain here for a long time. In MySpace, yeah, MySpace. Not just MySpace, many disappeared, obviously, because that's what happened to EFans as well. That's why I was also, all these years thinking about maybe, some other way, not just traditional sports. It took me a few years to realize that, but it was just because every single athlete, every single team in the world is on Facebook, is on Twitter, is on Instagram. So, and to compete with those guys, it's almost impossible. That Lionel Messi, that has 200 million followers on Facebook, it's very hard that he's going to move to another platform. And this is one of the reasons why I worked hard last few years to change the idea, to change maybe the main goal, but the rest is pretty much the same.
It's exciting for me because I've known some of your story, and it's like again I'm going back and go over some of these things. We've seen the internet, because I'm at a certain age, and I've seen the internet develop over the years, and some is good, some is bad. But we're coming into talk to us about a little bit about the way that things now is for esports, because I've got to be honest. I've got a friend called Ahmed, and he's probably the biggest guy for esports here in Qatar, without a shadow of a doubt. And he's incredible. Now, it's like so many generations, but now the generations, my son, I remember, and I said this conversation to him on an interview I had with him, to say that my son said that he could make money on e-games, esports. And I was like, no, don't be stupid. You can't make money out of that. Now he exactly. And he looked up to me and said, no, Steve, this is all different now. And I realized that. So what space are we in right now when it comes to esports? How big has esports become?
Yeah, what a lot of people don't realize is what is happening. I don't have kids yet, but I have a lot of friends that have kids and what is happening. For example, especially my friends from US, but even in Europe now it's happening, all over. But in US, they're my friends. So first, they call me and tell me, look what is happening. I have a 6-year-old son, and I don't know to give him to LA Galaxy soccer team or to the eSports galaxy. So it's already happening that you have a 6-year-old son, and that he doesn't know, and the parent doesn't know where to go, to the real soccer or to the PlayStation soccer. And it's already happened in 2020. So imagine in 10, 20 years. And this is the huge thing of esports, is that everyone can play it. I'm a huge sports. I'm not a professional athlete, but I'm all my life I play tennis 2-3 times a week, football, squash, so a lot of sports. And I know very well, to be a professional athlete, you need to be in an amazing shape. You need to, eat amazingly. You never have to drink. You never ever anything. So you need to take care of yourself, and obviously you need to be an incredible talent. For esports, you don't need anything of that. You don't need to be an incredible talent. You don't need to eat, pasta all your life and drink water all your life and stuff like that. So everyone can get a joystick. Everybody can, have a TV up front and play. And this is the big thing of esports, that everyone can play, everybody can enjoy it. Kids, for example, I'm obviously reading a lot of things, doing a lot of research, and I was reading a lot of stories already happening in all over the world. For example, kids in schools, in high schools, that let's say, you always have kids. I don't know how you call them. They're a little bit, shy. In the corner of in the back of the let's say, and with esports, and this kind of kids are disappearing because they're all playing esports. They found their joy in esports, and it makes them happy, with confidence and all that. So it's also an important thing happening with kids as well. For somebody it's great, obviously. For somebody it's bad, all that. But in general, it's really a great thing for even for kids. They were, they don't play maybe any sports, they maybe don't play any music instruments. They're not talented. Not everyone is talented, of course. And but with esports, each person can find their game, can find their friends, and connect with them, and create their own community and stuff like that. So it's working great for kids all over the world.
And that's another thing, because I see with my kids, and I've got grandkids, and I've got kids at 34, and they're all playing esports, some type of game, and it's part of their life. It's like my eldest son is 34, and literally he has times where he's got special times where he goes up to his playroom to play esports. It's incredible. I just want to shout out to Michael Zeman. Michael Zeman is the number one Bayern Munich fan. He goes all over.
Oh, nice.
And, oh my word! Incredible story. And he travels. He goes. I think there was.
I saw something on the podcast. Yeah. Oh, great.
He's just incredible. Nice. He travels 500 kilometers every time there's a home game. So. I love the commitment from him is untrue, and he's got all this kind of uniform that he wears, and scarves and different things. He's a legend. He's known all over the world. Absolutely incredible.
I saw it. Well, I mean, I'm going for more than 10 years to almost every game to Camp Nou, Football Club Barcelona. So, and this is also one of the joys you see, and it's really amazing. And to see this kind of fans, and that's what it's all about as well. That's what is the great thing about sports. With what we now see with this virus, the world will be very different without sports, without idols, without this joy of that football gives you. Everybody thinks it's not that important,
Oh,
but now when we don't have it, we really see how important these things are in our society, like concerts, stuff like that. I mean,
it's
really
like
amazing.
it's like as you said, it's just incredible, and the world is changing, and I keep on saying it. 53. I'm one of those people that looks up and says, "Look, I hope it doesn't change that much because we do need social. We're
Yeah,
social beings. We need interaction, and if it's if it's caring, if it's loving your family, we all need this type of thing. So it's important that we don't lose everything. But look at what we're doing today. You're in Spain, okay, Malaga, okay. You're going to be going to Estonia soon. The internet is a wonderful thing because there's a connection. And again, I've got it brings a light to me when I see Michael Zeman is watching the show. Do you know what I mean? So there is that there is that interaction from a virtual perspective, and long may it be, because it is
definitely.
important. Yeah, it's important. Now, tell me something, and we're going to go on about your app in a minute, but what has it taken to get to this stage you're in right now? And I know that you're really on the edge of big things happening to you. It's like it again. I don't want to say that it's there's always kind of it's a definite maybes, but you're close. But what is it taking to get to this stage for you? What is it taking for you to get to this stage? What do you have to do to get to say, yeah, what is it
Yeah.
that you do? What's your job? What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, obviously to stay in focused 13 years on something. First of all, you need to have a big dream and never give up. That's for sure. And it's funny that all these sports things, but pretty much that's how I think about myself. Like those professional athletes, or they're working all their lives and hard working 15 years, and somebody makes it, somebody not, and keeps you motivated with many different, obviously, things. Obviously, I did other jobs, other things to survive in all those years, but my full time was always EFans, and pretty much always thinking about innovations and how can you create an innovation that doesn't exist, a platform that can connect millions and millions of people through something special, and look obviously for something that doesn't exist. Not just with defense, with other businesses I did as well. I always try to be innovative, to do something different, something that others don't have, and pretty much this is how I do business, and that's what motivated me and kept me going all these years. And as I said before, I got let's say the big idea 13 years ago, but with esports again was very important when I decided to change the whole thing to esports, and when I started to really do a lot of research and things, and see that we can do that, and then since that it's full time again, and as you said, we are close to get some great funding and launch the app next few months, and we be testing the app already with few great programmers, and the feedback is really amazing. So hopefully this year is a good year.
But the kind of, and I'm sorry to bring these things up, but to get to this stage, you've literally you've had to work in bars. You've had to do, you've been.
Oh yeah. I mean,
run an event.
I for example, I had truffle shops, truffles and wine shops, which is something that doesn't exist in Barcelona, for example. So I had this for years and was doing amazing. Then I have a restaurant with my brother. I mean, he's the guy obviously there, but I help him with marketing and with stuff like that. I also organize music festivals for more than 10 years in Croatia, beautiful music festivals. But right now, as I said, last year, last 2 years, I put everything on hold. Even now with the big crisis coming, anyways, I will be closing probably all those shops and the music festivals. So it was even good that we decided to take a break, and I'm back full time on eFans, and that's it pretty much.
The most important thing I want to get over here is that we can all have ambition, but you've got to see it through. And sometimes it takes so much more than just kind of thinking that you've got a great idea. Sometimes you've got to put up or shut up. And that means opening a shop to be able to kind of bring revenue in, or go and do some bar work, or go and run, getting tickets off the gate, or whatever it takes. And sometimes people don't realize and I'm glad that you've made those points, because it's just, I'm
not ashamed. I'm not ashamed.
Who needs it? No.
To live in Barcelona or Los Angeles, and these cities are getting super expensive, every day. So yeah, you have to do a lot of other things if you don't have very rich parents and and stuff like that, which is a lot of also people have that luckiness. But I always worked. And but that's also kept me motivated, I think. And that's what kept me going always. I opened the truffle shop and wine shop in Barcelona, but with the idea to make money to continue with defense. That was my only idea. My idea was never to open 20 shops around the world. My idea was to make some living until I don't get funding and make eFans a bigger company. So yeah, those kind of things always, when I think now, it's true. Those things kept me motivated and kept me going until the point I'm here now. It's true.
I was talking the other day to they do startups. They're part of the government in Vietnam, and we were having a conversation, and it was all about the incubation. It's all about doing these startup events and all those type of things. And they asked me the question, and they said, "What's the most important part of the equation? What's the most important thing?" And it's, for me, it's about the individual. You have to build that person so that, or not build the person, but help them find their free spirit, so that they have that ambition, that it gets into their DNA. It's like, build that person, make sure that person can believe that whatever they put their mind to, they can achieve it. And again, I'm kind of, we're going to go on to your eFans in a minute, but I just want to back that up, because you epitomize everything that I've just said there, because you're an individual that's worked hard, that's done major things, other things that you've had to do to get there. And it's like but you've never lost focus of what you want to achieve. And to take a big risk like and we're going on to eFans now, but to take a risk of spending $8,000, going back quite a few years now, to spend $8,000 to buy a domain, I would have said that you were crazy. But now
everybody did.
Yeah. And look, and I just want to bring the listeners up to speed. You spent $8,000 on a domain, and you've just had an offer just before the COVID of 100. Did you say 150?
Yeah.
150,000. So that brings me nicely on to eFans. Okay, because why is the domain so expensive? Because it's only got 5 characters.
Yeah, I mean, for example, I've checked a few days ago, eFans with a Z, not with the S. You can buy it on GoDaddy.com for, I think, $22,000. So with the Z, eFansZ.com is $22,000 right now. So obviously there's no more names. I think there is not one name of 4 letters, 4 or 5 letters. So it's all taken. This is one of the biggest reason. And also, fans, eFans, so it's like a social platform for fans, eSports as well. So it's pretty much connected the name as well with sports, with fans. And again, there is really not many domains free today. Pretty much all the domains you have today available are maybe you can buy them, but they're taken, so you have to pay them,
Yeah.
much more. And um,
You
and
could be paying millions for these things. I've kind of seen people paying charging millions for these.
Oh yeah, I mean there's a lot of people that make huge money with this. 10, 15, 20 years ago, people were buying domains. Just in Croatia, I remember 20 years ago, is this guy bought all these. Croatia is hr.hr. So he bought all the biggest companies of Croatia. He bought the domain .hr and he sold it. So in every country, a lot of people made a lot of money because they were the first to buy the domains. But that's how all the revolution started with .coms.
Perfect. So come on, here we go. Here's the stage. EFans. What's you could be potentially months away. You're looking for investment at the moment. But what is it all about? What is EFans all about? And why should people listen to it and look out for it?
Well, EFans is the revolutionary social platform for esports, players, teams, and fans. It is made by every single esports player. Can be professional or amateur. It can connect with every single, obviously, fans all over the world. Yeah, we are hopefully the first social platform that does that. The biggest problem today that esports players, fans, and teams have is that they need to go to several platforms to connect with video gamers. They need to go to Facebook, let's say Twitch. It's for streaming. Instagram, Mixer, so YouTube. So they need to use several different platforms, and it's not the best. It's not the best way. It's not the best way, and not the best experience, definitely for esports enthusiasts, video gamers around the world. And the solution we are bringing EFans, the first social platform that has everything in one place for esports. For esports world, so you can do streaming, connect with fans, players, do the calendar, merchandising, tickets. So pretty much everything in one place, everything in one app, and this is our solution to the problem, and we aim to become one of the biggest esports platform in the world. And pretty much, would you want to talk about as well?
It's like the things that you've got. It's like because you've spent so long in this field, you've just thought about all the issues, all the problems that are out there. Even though that you've got bigger things, like as you said, you've got Twitch, you've got YouTube. That's got the market share. There's nobody actually trying to kind of bring everybody together so that they can feel, touch the top players. They can even try to aspire. So they're more than welcome on the site going to be.
Yeah, I mean the thing, for example, Twitch, it's moving away from esports. They're going to music as well, sports. The same as on YouTube, is also not only for video gamers. So all those platforms that are used now by esports video gamers all over the world are not exclusively made for esports, and that's what we want to do. Exclusive. We want to build an exclusive app just for esports players and fans and teams, not for also music streamers, not for DJs. I see Twitch, mom cookings as well. So you got everything on Twitch right now, and YouTube and these kind of platforms, especially Facebook and Instagram and all that. It's nothing to do with esports. While on EFans, it's going to be built up only specifically for them, and that going to be, interactive, very easy to use, so you can, share your latest videos, latest games. You can choose the event you're going. You can see when is the next event, the results, scores. So the whole complete experience in one app. That's our idea, and that's what we're building for the last few months, and it's all pretty much ready to launch in the next few months. Hopefully, it's gonna be all done, and I can share it with all you guys.
And tell me, your team works all over the world. Tell us some of the places that they work.
Yeah, well, that's great that you ask. One of the best things about EFans and all these 13 years I did is definitely the team. I was able to create, to build a really incredible team with me. Pretty much most of them are with me since the first day, or let's say more than 10 years, which means that we became really close, not just partners, friends, brothers and sisters, but we all believe in this. Obviously, my team in all these years, when we started in 2007, they were also small teams, small companies. Today, they're award-winning companies with more than 200 employees, award-winning designers, social media managers, like really pioneers in IT, and I'm very, very proud and very happy to have them. They're all over the world, Los Angeles, Silicon Valley, Estonia, Qatar, Zagreb as well, my team as well, so Barcelona. So yeah, all over the world. That's the great thing about technology, and now, especially now, this remote working, we're all working from all over the world, and this is also happening with EFans as well. Yeah.
I must admit, I've known you for some time now. We've been having communications for quite a few months now, and what strikes me with you is I see a lot of people that are in this startup industry, and what excites me about you is your determination, your knowledge, your skills, your experience that you've built up over the years, and what you've done. And I just want to emphasize this to people out there, is what you've done is you've created that base of a team that is all over the world, that you've got the best people from the best industries that are coming together because they see this EFans is going to be the next biggest thing. I got to give you credit for that. You have done an amazing job to get to this.
Thanks so much. Appreciate
really
to hear that.
If somebody's listening out there, how would they get in contact with you?
Well, I mean, on efans.com, you can subscribe so when we launch it, you can get an email from us and welcome email, stuff like that. So the next update. And I'm also on LinkedIn, on Facebook. I'm all over, and I'll be very happy to get in contact with anybody. Stephan Maric, and I'm all over the internet. You cannot miss me.
You've been an amazing guest today. I love your story. I think you're incredible. I'm so proud, and I know that Felix is proud too. We're so proud to be a part of your team.
Thanks so much.
I'm
I really
so
appreciate
looking
it.
forward to the future. Congratulations. Well, I won't say congratulations yet, but you're virtually there. So we're all excited about what's going to be happening in the next few months. So thank you so much for coming on the show. Thanks so much for having me. Spain. Yeah, thank you for being with us. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed the show today. I think that there were so many things that you could take away from this show. It's like you've got to have determination. You've got to have belief, and never ever believe in what people tell you. Okay, they might say it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Never. It's not going to work. Never, ever, ever. You just keep on following the dream.
They don't know what you're doing anyway.
Exactly, and it's not the destination. It's all about the journey. And you're a true example of that. And you've been an absolute pleasure to have on the show today. Thank you very much for sharing your experience.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks everybody for listening. and I'll see you next week. But if you want to get in contact with him, I'll put everything on social media so that you've got all the contact details. Okay, thank you so much for this week. Have a great week this week. Whatever you're doing, smash it. Believe in it. You can do it. Everybody, thanks for listening.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.